Next on Worcester News Tonight, news of redevelopment of Kelley Square is getting mixed reaction from those who live and work in the area. Plus, Congressman Jim McGovern is on his annual farm tour. He's advocating for family farms while working on a new federal bill. But first, we begin tonight with a developing story out of Auburn. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. A retired music teacher has been charged with raping a child. Police confirm 62-year-old Stephen Jazik faces 4 counts of rape of a child and another charge of aggravated indecent assault and battery on a child under 14. According to the Auburn Public Schools, Jazik taught at Julia Bancroft Elementary School in Auburn and retired in 2014. Police told the district the incident took place at school about 9 years ago. Police say Jazik had been held without bail and is expected to be arraigned tomorrow. Switching gears now, as part of the plan to bring the Pawtucket Red Sox to Worcester, the state of Massachusetts is set to completely redesign Kelley Square. The intersection serves as one of the main entryways into the city's Canal district and has become infamous for its high number of accidents. But news of redevelopment is getting a mixed reaction from those who live and work in the area. Our Cam Jandro joins us now live with more. Cam?
Anna, anyone who has driven through Kelley Square knows just how much of a hassle it is to get through the intersection without getting your car hit. For some, it's one of Worcester's brightest jewels, and for others, it's a major hassle, and that's why it was included in this Paw Sox plan. Worcester's Kelley Square will be rebuilt as part of the Paw Sox deal. The infamous intersection is known for its chaotic traffic flow, but some don't want to see it change.
Kelley Square defines a real part of Worcester. This tests your driving skills and your temper.
Last month, a Mass DOT report listed Kelley Square as the most dangerous intersection in the state. Nearly 300 accidents happened between 2013 and 2015. At Friday's press conference, Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito said the state will use some of the $35 million it's contributing to the ballpark project on fixing it.
The one that we need to really focus on is the fix to Kelley Square. And so we are going to take that project and put it on that fast track and scope it and design it.
In a statement, the Massachusetts Department of Transportation says the improvement will include a complete redesign and reconstruction of Kelley Square to address chronic congestion, vehicular crashes, and pedestrian and bicycle safety. Michael Blake has lived off of Kelley Square for 25 years. He has mixed feelings.
Because I work in Kelley Square, but anything that can improve the square as it is now would be great for the city.
News of a redesign has given some their own ideas on how to deal with the traffic.
Leave this and build a better road over it. Overpass.
While others are more welcoming of the change.
We don't know until it comes, so why not? Let's go for it. Let's bring it.
Now, Mass DOT says the project is still in the early stages of development and analysis, and they have no idea when they're going to release a blueprint of what they expect to do. Anna?
Thanks, Cam. The new ballpark proposal for Worcester's Canal District is creating a lot of positive buzz, but a business in the neighborhood of the development is wondering what it means for their future. Our Brittany Schaefer has more.
Joe O'Grady is busy preparing for the opening of his new business on Madison Street. He says he bought the building 3 years ago because of the promised economic growth in the area, but he wasn't expecting a powerhouse like the Paw Sox to move into the neighborhood.
I contacted the city on a couple different occasions just to make sure that if I came in as a small businessman invested in the area, that if a bigger fish came along, I wouldn't be kicked out of the pond.
O'Grady says the city hasn't contacted him about leaving yet, but says it could happen.
I saw the location, I saw the opportunity, I did my due diligence, and so I hope that we can come to a mutually beneficial resolution.
The Worcester Redevelopment Authority agrees the development will be game-changing for the area.
What's really important about this project is that it's seeding a huge development project. That is, baseball is part of it, but there's a lot else that goes with it, so it's all good news.
The WRA met Wednesday morning to discuss the hiring process of a project manager and architect for the Paw Sox redevelopment plan. Board member Michael Angelini says this project is a big deal for the group.
WRA has very little money. It has the opportunity of eminent domain. It's going to be very active in this. The ultimate design of the ballpark is going to be determined by the solicitation of interest of a lot of people. It'll be very interesting. I'm glad I'm on the WRA. It's a good time to be engaged.
O'Grady says he supports the development even if it is in his multi-purpose smoke shop's backyard.
Ideally, I'm here to do business just like them. I was here first. I saw, this opportunity a couple of years ago. I would love to work with them, to do good in the community and have a positive impact and positive ROI together. I'm open to that, and that's what I hope for.
O'Grady says he's not too worried because the stadium is estimated to take almost 3 years to build. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
A 4-year-old girl is in the hospital following a horrific crash sending a guardrail through the windshield of the car. Police say it's a miracle the accident didn't have more serious consequences. Catherine Sotnick has the story.
You have a car accident with a child. The child's head is bleeding.
A 911 call from the scene of this crash on Fowler Street in Northbridge around 11:30 Tuesday morning. A car went off the rural road and straight into a guardrail. Police say this family was in the car. 30-year-old Amanda Brown of Whitensville was driving. Her husband, 29-year-old David Brown, was in the passenger seat, and David's daughter, 4-year-old Abby, was back behind him in her car seat.
Guardrail went through the headlight, through the firewall, through the dash.
Abby had a deep gash to her head and was in and out of consciousness.
God was watching over him. There's no question in my mind.
Joe Kessler lives right near the accident scene and called 911.
There's a big gash in her forehead.
He also tried to help.
While I was on the phone with 911, they asked me to get a clean cloth for the child to stop the bleeding, so I ran in and grabbed the towel.
On the way out through the back window, Abby caught her in the head. They had to operate on her. They had to cut her hair back and cut her across this way to clean the fibers from the guardrail out.
Police say the driver, Amanda Brown, said she swerved to avoid hitting an animal. They told them they were coming from a supermarket. Wednesday night, Abby remains at Children's Hospital in Boston, where she was med-flighted after initially going to a Worcester hospital. Her dad, David, also remains in the hospital for a shoulder injury from the rail. Police say they're lucky to be living.
Just a couple inches the other way, we could be talking a very more tragic story.
That was Catherine Sotnick reporting. Worcester police are looking for the driver involved in a hit and run on Shrewsbury Street. Police say the accident happened around 10:30 Saturday night in the area of Funky Murphy's Bar and Grill. The victim is a Worcester man. He's being treated for serious injuries. Police say he's expected to survive.
A pedestrian had been crossing the street. I guess they weren't really looking, and they crossed the street and got hit by a car. It seemed like the car was going at a decent rate of speed. Pedestrian was kind of launched when the accident happened. There were some witnesses who saw it. The car took off, didn't stop.
Police are asking anyone who saw the hit and run or suspects someone they know is involved to contact them. Worcester's NAACP holding a meet and greet tonight with candidate for Worcester County District Attorney Blake Rubin. Rubin is running against incumbent Joseph Early Jr. Rubin told the crowd he has more than 22 years of experience as an attorney, 16 years as a prosecutor, and is currently a defense attorney. He says he has prosecuted murderers, violent crimes, and robberies. Rubin says his vision is to focus the DA's office on the most serious crimes impacting Worcester County.
We're on probation because I've always focused the office on violent career criminals, crimes that affect the safety of the public. And that's what I want to see the DA's focus on, rather than locking up people charged with minor crimes or people that are battling with addiction or people that are battling with mental illness.
Rubin is encouraging everyone to vote. He's running as an independent in the general election and says he doesn't believe politics have any place in the justice system. More than 50 youth activists will march from Worcester to Smith & Wesson headquarters in Springfield Thursday. The group will start the multi-day march at Worcester City Hall tomorrow morning. They're expected to call on the gun manufacturer to stop producing all weapons outlawed under Massachusetts law. They will also ask Smith & Wesson to make a $5 million donation towards researching gun violence. David Hogg, a survivor of the Marjorie Stoneham Douglas High School massacre, is also expected to attend. Congressman Jim McGovern visiting local farms across central Massachusetts today. He's hearing from farmers about their concerns and also talking about the impacts of President Trump's tariffs. Our Chandler Walsh has the story.
Congressman Jim McGovern visits Holden Farm in North Grafton. It's one of 11 area farms he's visiting on his annual farm tour.
To listen and to learn and to find ways that we can be helpful. I mean, I'm a big fan of farms, and agriculture is an important part of Massachusetts' economy.
Holden Farms owners shared their struggles and concerns with McGovern. They say an unusual amount of rain this season made it tougher to grow some of their crops.
Our corn was in a field where it's on a slope, so we had to deal a lot with erosion and, you know, the runoff and silt and all of that.
McGovern is advocating for family farms while working on a new federal farm bill. He says the Senate and House have passed competing versions of the bill, and the current one expires in September.
Farmers deserve certainty. They deserve, to have, the federal government, supporting them, and I hope we can get one. We're running out of time.
Farms across the country are affected by the Trump administration's recent tariffs. Holden Farm is a local farm, and its owners say they're lucky the tariffs aren't a concern for them.
95% of our business is right out of the farm stand here, so I mean, we pretty much just deal with our local people around towns.
McGovern says a handful of the farms he's visited expressed concerns about the tariffs. He says they are counterproductive and are hurting farms as well as other industries.
We need to get serious about working on, fair trade practices, and that involves, working with the World Trade Organization, working with other countries.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.